Here's a question most men fear asking. Why would a woman risk sabotaging a good relationship? The answer isn't about drama or misunderstandings. It's rooted in deep-seated instincts and modern realities that few talk about. Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal will open your eyes to the harsh truths of navigating relationships with today's modern woman. Section 1. The hidden battle between security and stimulation. Men have been conditioned for generations to believe that providing stability, reliability, and comfort is the ultimate formula for keeping a woman happy. And while these qualities are essential for any healthy relationship, they're not enough on their own to satisfy the complex emotional needs of the modern woman. Why? Because relationships are no longer just partnerships for survival. They're vehicles for personal growth, excitement, and deeper emotional fulfillment. Here's the unfiltered truth. While stability creates a safe environment, too much of it can breed a kind of emotional restlessness in many women. This isn't about immaturity or selfishness. It's about the deep-seated need for emotional engagement. A stable relationship that lacks spontaneity or emotional peaks may become monotonous, leading her to wonder if this sense of comfort is all there is to life and love. Think about it. We live in an age of constant stimulation, endless scrolling, instant notifications, and a relentless flood of new experiences at our fingertips. The modern woman, like everyone else, has become accustomed to this level of engagement. When her relationship doesn't provide that contrast, an unconscious part of her may start to seek it out, even at the cost of the relationship itself. This can manifest as testing boundaries, creating conflicts, or even instigating drama that she's not fully aware she's initiating. To navigate this, a man must understand that while stability is necessary, maintaining an element of unpredictability and depth is what keeps the relationship alive. Section 2. The myth of complete satisfaction. Let's dive deeper into one of the greatest misconceptions pushed by movies, social media, and cultural narratives: the idea of total satisfaction in a relationship. The modern narrative sells the story that true love will fulfill every emotional, mental, and even spiritual need. But here's the stark reality. No single relationship can sustain such a level of perfection, and believing it can set everyone up for disappointment. For women who are constantly exposed to curated images of other people's relationships on social media, this myth becomes even more dangerous. She sees couples who seem to have it all: perfect vacations, endless laughs, effortless connection. This creates an expectation that her relationship should provide the same high level of stimulation and satisfaction 24/7. But when reality doesn't live up to these impossible standards, dissatisfaction starts to creep in. This is when subtle signs of self-sabotage begin to appear. A woman might start to question her partner's commitment, create emotional distance, or seek validation outside the relationship. She may not do this consciously, but the behavior reflects an internal struggle between her real-life experiences and the unrealistic standards she's internalized. For men, understanding this helps frame these behaviors not as personal failures, but as manifestations of deeper societal pressures and individual insecurities. The challenge is to maintain your sense of self and steer the relationship without being consumed by these dynamics. Section 3. The psychological need for validation and power. Confidence and validation are often spoken of as necessary traits for men in relationships, but their importance goes beyond attraction. They touch on power dynamics that are crucial to understand. In any partnership, there's a delicate balance of power that shifts subtly over time. When a woman senses that her partner's confidence is waning, or that he's becoming overly dependent on the relationship for his sense of identity, it disrupts that balance. A harsh truth about modern relationships is that women are more aware than ever of their independence and power. The idea that a man should be the sole provider of emotional support or that he should be the most needed partner is outdated. Women today often value their autonomy and ability to walk away from relationships that no longer serve them, even if they were once perfect. But there's another layer. When a woman feels like she has more control over the emotional landscape than her partner, she may start to test that power subconsciously. This doesn't mean she's intentionally trying to hurt him. It's often a reaction to gauge if he's still the man she initially respected and desired. The man who loses his grounding and becomes too emotionally reliant sends a signal. He's no longer the confident, independent partner she was drawn to. Stoic principles are powerful here. They teach that your value should never be completely tied to someone else's perception of you. Staying emotionally independent, even within a committed relationship, maintains that sense of balanced power. It reminds her, and more importantly yourself, that you're with her by choice, not necessity. Section 4. Navigating the uncomfortable truth of female hypergamy. Here's where things can get uncomfortable, but it's necessary to address hypergamy, the subconscious desire many women have to seek out the highest value partner. This doesn't mean every woman is actively looking to replace her partner, but it does mean there's an innate drive to ensure that the person she's with remains someone she can admire and respect. This isn't a flaw. It's a deeply rooted instinct that dates back to ensuring survival and prosperity in ancient human tribes. In the context of modern relationships, hypergamy manifests as a desire for a partner who doesn't just maintain stability, but also continues to grow and improve. A man who becomes stagnant or complacent, believing that the initial effort he put into the relationship is enough to sustain it forever, may find himself on the receiving end of dissatisfaction or testing behaviors. Women may start to challenge or sabotage the relationship when they perceive a decline in this perceived value, even if it's subtle. This is why men need to keep pushing themselves, not for her, but for themselves. Staying active in your pursuits, nurturing your passions, and maintaining your social and professional growth are not just selfish endeavors. They're essential to sustaining the respect and admiration that keep a relationship vibrant. When you approach relationships with the mindset of a Stoic, you recognize that your worth and growth are independent of external validation. This reinforces your self-assurance and keeps the dynamic healthy. Section 5. How to stand your ground without losing yourself. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, is understanding how to remain firm without losing your identity or becoming defensive. When faced with these complex behaviors, men often default to two responses: appeasement or anger. Both are detrimental. Appeasement leads to resentment and a loss of respect, while anger only serves to validate any negative narrative she might be constructing. The real power lies in a man's ability to respond with poise. If she begins to act in ways that suggest self-sabotage or discontent, take a step back and evaluate the situation without jumping to conclusions or lashing out. Reflect on whether you've maintained your sense of purpose. Have you stopped pursuing your own goals, relying solely on the relationship for fulfillment? Are you allowing her emotional tests to dictate your mood or sense of self-worth? Reclaiming your individuality doesn't mean withdrawing from the relationship. It means reinforcing the parts of you that drew her to you in the first place. This requires maintaining your hobbies, nurturing your friendships, and continuing to challenge yourself. True Stoicism teaches that while love and connection are important, they should never define your entire being. By embodying this, you not only protect yourself from emotional manipulation, but also create a relationship that's built on mutual respect and admiration, not dependency. This is the harsh truth. and the path forward for the modern man. Section 6. The influence of modern feminism and shifting roles. In today's world, the influence of modern feminism and shifting gender roles plays a significant part in the dynamics of relationships. Women are more empowered and independent than ever before, which has changed how they view relationships and their expectations within them. While this independence has brought positive changes, it has also added a layer of complexity to relationships that many men don't fully understand. The harsh truth is that many women now juggle the desire for independence with an ingrained need for connection and partnership. This duality can sometimes cause internal conflict, where she tests her partner to see if he can handle her strength while still maintaining his own. If a man bends too easily or becomes overly accommodating, she might perceive him as lacking the resilience she craves. On the other hand, if he's too rigid or dismissive of her independence, the relationship can become a battleground for control. Men who understand this modern shift know that they must strike a balance. A Stoic man acknowledges her strength without letting it undermine his own. He can appreciate her independence, but knows how to maintain his own boundaries and sense of purpose. This creates a partnership where both individuals feel valued and respected without the need to sabotage or test each other's limits. Section 7. The paradox of attraction and emotional distance. One of the most paradoxical aspects of relationships is that attraction often thrives on a mix of closeness and emotional distance. The modern woman, influenced by romanticized portrayals of love and relationships, might feel conflicted when the reality of partnership doesn't match her expectations. This is why you may see a woman pull away or start creating distance in a relationship that seems perfect. This distance isn't always a sign of dissatisfaction with her partner, but rather a reaction to the natural ebb and flow of emotional needs. It's crucial for men to recognize that emotional distance can be a way for a woman to reset, regain perspective, and assess her partner's reaction. If a man becomes desperate or anxious when she steps back, it reinforces her doubts. But when he remains calm, focused on his own path, and gives her the space she subconsciously needs, it reaffirms that he's not just another man who depends on her presence for his stability. Stoicism here isn't just about maintaining an indifferent attitude, it's about embracing a deeper understanding of emotional balance. A man who embodies this knows when to step forward and when to let the space breathe. This reassures her that the relationship isn't her entire world, nor is it his. It's a partnership where both maintain their individual strength and autonomy. Section 8. The reality of comparison and social pressure. The influence of social media and the constant bombardment of comparisons cannot be underestimated. In the past, a relationship existed in the confines of personal interactions and a close social circle. Now, a woman is constantly exposed to the curated versions of other people's relationships, which can create unrealistic benchmarks. The harsh truth is, this exposure makes even the best relationships vulnerable to sabotage. When a woman compares her relationship to what she sees online, glamorous vacations, constant romantic gestures, or the perpetual spark shown by influencers, she may begin to feel that her own relationship is lacking. This isn't because of you or anything you've done wrong. It's because the brain is wired to seek novelty and excitement, and social media is designed to exploit that. The result? A subtle dissatisfaction that creeps into even the most solid relationships. A man who understands this doesn't fall into the trap of trying to compete with curated realities. Instead, he brings depth and meaning to real-life experiences, prioritizing genuine connection over grand gestures that don't reflect who he truly is. By being aware of these pressures, he avoids being reactive to her moments of doubt and instead focuses on what he can control, being present, consistent, and authentic. If this resonated with you, like and subscribe for more insights. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Stay strong, stay true.